Coach, you've had a day or so now to kind of digest, the matchup selection and the trip and taking on the Ducks. What have you learned or, gleaned from your initial study of the Ducks?
That it doesn't get any easier. They won 8 of their last 9. They've really found a commitment on the defensive end that I think has illuminated the success they've had of late. They're playing really good basketball. Nate Biddle I shared the other day. Like he's really good offensively, but he's terrific rim protector, great anticipation, vision, and they come off the bench with a bunch of dudes that I think can stem the tide, especially on the defensive end of the floor. So, well-balanced team. But anyone that's followed college basketball for any duration of time, they know how terrific of a coach Dana Altman is. He and his staff, they do a terrific job on both ends. So we got our work cut out for us. But again, it's the NCAA tournament, and anytime you qualify for that, you're gonna play somebody really good.
And how much do you think, playing in Conference USA, the 8th or 9th best league in the country, has kind of helped prepare you and your team for what you're going to see Friday?
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for our league, its coaches, and the players that reside in it. There was a level of competitiveness that we haven't seen before while being at Liberty, and I think it's reflective in a couple of teams getting an NIT bid, and I think there's probably others that had opportunities of playing postseason, just chose not to. So yeah, I think it will have prepared us. It's not the Big Ten yet. Once you get to the tournament, like your conference affiliation and that kind of goes away. Now it's just a matter of your matchup and how your team's playing.
When you mentioned the guards the other night, Shellstat and Bamba. Bamba's kind of this bigger guard, 6'5", wingish type. What do you see from them on film as opposed to what you have seen from Conference USA teams? Is it a better shooting? Is it just the length of these guys? Is it the energy? What does this Oregon backcourt bring?
Yeah, Bryson, hard to compare if you haven't seen them live, like on film. Like Bamba's really good. He's not just a scorer. He can facilitate, and they put him in a bunch of isolations. He's a tough guard, and Shellstat is. I think he's arguably one of the best guards in the league. If he's not an NBA prospect, I'd be surprised. He's got unbelievably deep range. He's a big shot taker. Gets great separation off his bounce. They're really good. Again, there's a reason why they've had the success that they've had.
Zach, at what point did you and your teammates go from celebrating winning the Conference USA tournament to turning the page and locking in on Oregon?
Yeah, it was kind of a quick turnaround, and we had practice yesterday. So I think once that film room started yesterday, we were kind of all locked in and know this coach said we got our work cut out for us. But we're really excited, and I think we're fully locked in now.
Does that give you a little extra pep in your step the way the last 73, 74 hours have gone?
Yeah, there's definitely a sense of urgency knowing that when you play a Big Ten school in the tournament on Friday, but I think we have a good balance of having a perspective of knowing that this is something special, maybe once or twice in a lifetime thing, but also that we want to win this game. So,
Zach, from what you've seen so far on film and things, how big of a challenge will it be going up against a guy like Biddle with his size and length and ability to affect the game on both ends of the floor?
Yeah, I think what brings me confidence is knowing it's a 5-on-5 game, not 1-on-1 game. We're a great defensive team, and so it's not going to be 1-on-1 out there. It's going to be 5-on-5, and so I think we do a good job of having each other's back. And I think if we're on a string, we'll make it harder for them.
Yeah, it's not just Biddle. Angle's really good too. Again, they a little bit like us. Like we typically have 5 guys on the floor that can score or facilitate, and Oregon certainly has that as well.
Zach, you guys have taken a lot of trips. We just heard the mileage, and you guys put in the season, the time zones, all that kind of stuff. Can you take us behind the scenes what the last couple of days have been like since learning this, such a short notice that you're going out to Seattle, flipping your body clock, getting ready, all this kind of stuff for, a physical team, I'm sure. So what have the last few days been like for you guys?
We've been doing little things like going to bed a little later, trying to start adjusting our bodies in the time zone. But at the end of the day, it's a basketball game that we'll be ready for, no matter what time of the day it is. We'll tip it up and we'll be ready to go. So doing little things like that, but it won't affect us too much.
Is that why you wrote till 2 a.m. playing 2K?
More.
Similar question, having already gone to Seattle, does that kind of help prepare you and the team knowing what the travel is like and having already been to that area?
Yeah, definitely. I think getting one trip out the way there definitely helps us. And I don't think we're flying commercial this time, so that'll help us too.
I want to ask you, we've asked you about Xander Gates earlier in the season, but it still just continues his ability to, knock down a three or two in the first half and kind of give you some really good minutes there in the first. I think he's been around 10 minutes about, the last handful of games. Can you speak to us about what he brings to your team, not just on the court, but I think, in the celebrations, we see him, with his camera, the vlog kind of thing is picking up some steam. Just talking about Xander, and how he kind of meshes with his team on and off the court.
Yeah, I think he might have the most followers on the team because of his prowess with the video ability. Xander's since Isaiah Enoch went out, Xander had a little bit of a slow start, but he's been exceptional of late. He provides whatever the team needs in the given circumstance, and I think his physicality and defensive rebounding has really helped us too. Everybody sees his 3-point shot, or they'll make a two around the basket and they'll celebrate that. But he's done a lot of little things, and not unlike everybody else in that room. Like, he really is about the team and its success. I just think it's something that, as a coach, it's an honor to be around young people that have this posture of selflessness. I think it's rare, and especially in the climate we're in nowadays, college athletics. I just think we have a really unique bunch, and Xander is an epitome of that.
Coach, this team obviously has had a very successful season already. 28 wins, which I think is the third most in school history, sweeping the Conference USA regular season and tournament title. Was there any point along the way, any moment, game, whatever, practice that you kind of said, I think we got a chance to have a championship type team this year?
I think I shared that with our guys early, that I thought we had a chance to be special. Just the pieces that we added from the portal, the returners. I don't think Zach and Colin and Caden, along with Gabriel and JC, Curdy, Bryson, I don't think they get enough credit for what they did in inviting our guys in the room without condition. I think it's a really understated, undervalued quality that allowed us some fairly expedient connection. And we believe that it's teamwork that remains the ultimate competitive advantage. So because of that conviction and our guys' adherence to it, I thought we might have a chance to be pretty good. I thought our schedule was going to be a little daunting in the non-conference, and that Paradise Jam trip, the way our guys responded, we had a bunch of road games early. I just felt like, we lose a tough one at FAU and we come back the next night against Charleston and played really well. So I just felt like, man, we got a chance. And then Isaiah went out, and little doubt creeps in when you have to kind of restructure your team, or maybe the way we were doing things. But man, each and every one of those guys stepped up to a different level of competitiveness and excellence, and it's allowed us to experience some success and garner a little confidence in what we're doing.
Coach, how do you help your team? You hear about the tournament, enjoy the experience and not make it too overwhelming when you get there. Josh Smith, Xander Gates have both been two as players. But your experience in the tournament, how do you help this collective group enjoy it?
Yeah, AY won't have any problem with this group, trust me.
Right.
This group is as easygoing, like they've just got a bond and a connection, and they don't take themselves too seriously. We always talk about, we never go into the room hoping that the room forms our identity. We walk into the room with our identity, and we walk out of our room in our identity. So I think this group, they've shown that they've got an emotional maturity about them. I think there'll be a bunch of butterflies when that thing goes up, and being the very last game, probably doesn't help that. But I do think once the game starts, they'll get back into, all right, this is what we have to do on this given possession.
Zach, you obviously grew up in a basketball family. Just how special has these past couple of days been for you? And then, how excited are you for this experience you're about to embark on?
Yeah, it's been cool just to see how many people are watching from back home. I mean, just getting texts from aunts, uncles, friends of friends, just showing, kind of getting me to realize, wow, people are watching, and kind of a responsibility that people are watching. It means something to hold myself to a high standard because of how many people that are cheering for me back home. So that was definitely a cool feeling. And then, I mean, I dreamed of this moment, and I was even nervous watching the selection show. I don't know why. But like Coach said, I mean, I think just having the right perspective on it, and just playing with the joy and confidence, not out of fear, because I think Coach does a good job of instilling that in us, not to worry or care about what other people are thinking, or any Oregon fans cheering in the crowd, but just like being us and playing out of that joy and gratitude will help us kind of those nerves go away.
You've played with Colin for 3 years now. It seemed like at moments last week, the team needed a bucket and he'd be the one to go get it. Needed a defensive stop, he'd be the guy taking Woolley or whoever it would be. What have you seen out of him as far as, just his leadership and his ability to kind of seize the moment when the team needs him the most?
Yeah, I think he's the rock. He's the rock on the team. I mean, you look at him at any point in the game, he's never shook. He's never flustered, and I think we can always look at him and go at him, and anytime during the game, knowing that he's like, he'll settle us down whenever we get too high or too low. He's the one bringing us up, and I think that's what a point guard and a leader does. And so he's the best example of that. And so I think him having that confidence in himself gives the whole team confidence.
Yeah, I'll add to that. I think it's rare. Like Zach Cleveland, he could go really anywhere he wanted. I think he's that kind of a player. I think he's a pro, and to have given his ability to play make, I'm referencing Zach, and say, no, Colin, like, here, you do this. I think it speaks to where our program is. We're not here without Zach Cleveland. Like, I'm not saying that because he's up here. He sacrifices his own game for the betterment of his team, and you can say that down the line. Porter, Matheny, without a doubt, Owen Aquino, Javon Moffmer, Taylen Peter. Like, they all do whatever the team needs, which is, again, it's why it's so enjoyable to be a part of this group. And I think something that we don't talk about much is, like, our group lost, I don't know how many games by one possession, maybe 2 or 3. And even the games beyond that, we lost without a Colin Porter in the second half of La Tech. That, not saying we would have won the game, but like Zach just alluded to, we're way more confident when he's in the game. And then we lose to Kennesaw at our place, and I think Jack State by 11, and you were at that game, and we weren't the best version of ourselves, but the game was still undecided until the last 3.5 minutes, and we fouled in the last minute, and they had the biggest lead of the game. My point in that is, like, this group has, they've been committed to being present on the daily, and I think that's one of Colin's real strengths. He can look up at the scoreboard and see the score, and it not be something that is favorable for us. He's unfazed, and again, I think that is that's a characteristic that you cannot teach. Like, that's inherent to who he is.
What advantage has that given you, and what advantage does that being present in every moment give you in terms of not being overwhelmed by the moment, but understanding just what it takes to seize it?
Yeah, it's helped us get to the NCAA tournament. Like, again, you guys have heard me say this all year long. It's incredibly hard to get here, and now that we're here, we see our name. Everybody asking us, how far do you think you'll go? Like, that's fun. Like, I'm glad Flames Nation and Liberty University, and especially for our former guys. Like our former guys are all in. They're like, a great job. now the argument about best team ever, it continues to. Anyway, so I think what it's done, Eddie, is it's helped us get to where we've all hoped and dreamed about going.
You mentioned the former players coach. I've seen it some on social media, but how much does that mean to you having a Caleb Holmesley, Lavelle Couch? I could list a bunch of them,
Yeah.
and you could too. Still being bought into this team, this program.
I think it's what makes us different. Like I'm sure a lot of former players go back to their places, but the way our guys follow the present guys, it means so much to me. It's why I've stayed here. I think we've got an authentic brotherhood that in those shared experiences that we've had, I think it's transformative to not only our group in our room, but those that get a chance to see or witness us being as connected as we are.
Zach, on top of that, the biggest stage, obviously in college basketball, the platform that you and your team and coaches will have to tell a story Friday, this weekend, throughout the tournament. What do you hope the country and the world learns about this team and about this university this week?
I think it's a great opportunity to glorify God in the way that I think we do it best, is caring more about each other than ourselves. The Bible says that they think more of others as you do yourself. And I think we get a chance to do that for 40 minutes at least on Friday. Just I think the excitement that we have when someone else scores, you can really see it. With more guys usually getting their feelings, when shots aren't going in. You see the bench, and guys who haven't played a minute barely all season are going crazy. I think Bryson said he ran 3 miles during that Jacksonville State game. And so I think that's the best way that we get to show our love for each other, and because of how God loves us.
Yeah, that's good.
Anything else on the virtual call, guys?